Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of BC Buckets. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell. Today, Colin, we have a couple interesting wings, let's call them. Drake Powell, freshman from North Carolina, and Jamir Watkins, senior from Florida State. There is a 4-year age gap between these two, so we start there. Powell is a freshman, like I said, not even 20 years old. Jamir Watkins is 24 years old. Both of them they also had very different roles on their team. Watkins was the go-to player for Florida State the past 2 years. Powell was a 5-star player coming out of high school, went to North Carolina, and had a very low usage, to put it nicely. Very low usage. Uh, where do we start when comparing these two very, very different players?
I mean, first of all, I think you already kind of opened up the age gap here. I mean, I think when you evaluate these two players and you're trying to think of where you want to take them, I think age and upside matters a lot. I think when you look at both of them, I think, like you said, Drake Powell's not even 20 yet. I think you can project a little bit more. Whereas you look at Ja, and it's just like, this is kind of probably what he's going to be at 24. So when I look at both of them, I'm like excited about Drake Powell. And when I look at Ja, it's like,
Let's start because I feel like I'm lower on Drake Powell than everybody else.
Really?
Can you convince me about Drake Powell here? Because everybody seems to have him in the first round pretty comfortably here.
Oh, yeah, he's in the first round for me.
Some people have him as like in the 20 to 25 range, and I'm not there with him. Can you sell me on Powell?
I mean, first of all, I think when you look at North Carolina just as their team, I think they had a lot of guards that kind of didn't help him staying on the floor or, basically get those looks. And you mentioned usage. So there's part of the equation. The other part of the equation is also that he's not very aggressive. So those are the two things that a lot of people knock on him, is that he's not overly aggressive. He's kind of not looking to score. And that's kind of what he has to be, because he's not a point guard, obviously. So for me, when you watch him, though, he does show a lot of flashes of being able to score. So I think he can get to the rim. He's a really good first step. Athletic. I think he can attack closeouts. He showed some pull-up flashes, which is interesting. I don't think he can create his own shot right now, but I think just some of the flashes that I've seen, especially just excuse me, like the elbow and stuff like that, I think that those are promising. I think he can make connected passes. I don't think he'll be like a secondary playmaker or anything like that. But I think when you look at that alone, plus his 7-foot wingspan, plus his age, plus, just what he can already do, I feel like he already kind of has a role, or could have a role in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's just like a 3-and-D wing. Now you have to buy a shot. I don't have his numbers right in front of me.
What are you looking at? He's shot
3
38% from
32%, right?
38% from three this past
38%,
year,
sorry.
65% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
On catch and shoot, did I not write that down?
I don't catch and shoot either.
I don't think I have that.
But to your point, he's long and athletic, but he has a bad free throw rate. It's like 25%. There are definitely things to gripe at, but I think the foundation's there. 43-inch vertical too. Like, he's an explosive athlete. He can get to the rim. I think he has the ability to guard multiple positions. He's laterally very quick. I think he can disrupt ball handlers off that alone with his size. And so when I look at a guy that I'm trying to take a flyer on that I think has really, really high upside, if I'm drafting, between 20 and 25, like you mentioned, who would you rather have, him or Jamir? So for me, it's going to be Drake Powell every time.
Powell, I'll start with the positive. Like, I agree, the defense is legitimate. Like, defensively, with that wingspan, and honestly, he was kind of the go-to guy for North Carolina on a team with a bunch of, like, not smaller guards, but like offensive-oriented guards. He was the one that they put in the starting lineup to defend, and he did that very, very well, especially on the ball. I think on the ball, you saw that type of intensity and like the will to do it and wanting to impact the game. So like defensively, I'm there with him. I am not buying a single thing on offense. Not a
Nothing.
single thing. If you told me, look, He shot 68% at the rim in the half court. Awesome. A lot of it was, not self-created. Some of it was, most of it wasn't. He did shoot the ball well from three. I'm not buying the three-point shot, dude. That release is not. Maybe it looks kind of like how Kawhi's looked when he was really young.
Mhm.
And it was like a longer release, and then it would get there eventually, and then it would go up. It just doesn't look fluid to me right now. And when he plays against better competition, I think he really struggles to get it off, in my opinion. And then even if you go back to before this year, there's like in high school, he shot the ball pretty well, but I was watching like some high school tape and I'm like, I still don't believe in the shot. And then in the 17 game EYBL schedule before Peach Jam, he shot 19% from three, but 80% from the line. So it's kind of like inverse. He's, free throw and 3-point shooting. I'm just not buying the shot right now. He is young, but he's not even like, one of the younger prospects by any means. He's almost 20. So, we're talking almost like Cedric Coward age at this point. Um, so yeah, I don't buy the shot and as much as I think a lot of people do, which is where I start with him. Because if he could shoot, like if he could really shoot, then I'm 100% with you. Like I'm okay taking the flyer on that defense. But like I don't see the shooting, and then also just everything else is theoretical, dude. Like 13% usage percentage. That I think I read that would be the lowest of any drafted wing in the last 15 years.
Lowest
Third
of any drafted wing.
wing. Yeah, obviously there's some centers that had really low usage percentages in the past, but like as a wing, 13% is like really low.
What is the difference between him and Carter Bryant then to you?
Carter Bryant even had at least like a 16% usage percentage.
It
At
was
least
16%. They're basically the same age. They both had similar minutes, basically.
Carter's a bit. I trust Carter's shot a lot more than
Okay,
Powell's.
well, no,
And
I don't
honestly,
disagree with that. Like, I'm
when
not
you
trying
go
to say that he's on Carter
n
Bryant's level in
no,
terms
no, no,
of
for sure.
where you want to draft
But
him,
offensively,
but
I think that
but
is a go ahead.
I don't see the drop off. Like there's plenty of prospects in this draft where they're shooting 28% from three, and we're like, we can buy the shot. So if someone's hitting 37%, 38% from three, I don't think the drop off's going to
I
be.
don't think the I don't think the volume was high enough for Pow he
I
shot
agree.
95
I
threes
have that
on the
written down
season.
actually. I mean, it was like average of what, like three a game, something like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
and
so yeah, the volume's not high enough, but if you can hit NBA average or close to that, and you're that good of a defender, and you're
he
still under 20, I
you
don't know why you wouldn't want to take a guy like that around 2025.
I think Carter Bryant, and this is not a Carter Bryant versus Drake Powell, obviously, comparison here. I think even for Carter Bryant's limitations or like lack thereof, like even attempts, like the low usage, I think we saw significantly more flashes than what we saw from Drake Powell. And while he had like Powell had some moments getting to the basket and like showing some burst, honestly, I'm not even there with him on that. Like I thought he got cut
Mhm.
off too many times on off the dribble stuff, and he would have to settle for those mid-range jumpers that you talked about. And he was 0 of 5 on off the dribble threes. He was 7 of 23 on off the dribble twos. Um, and then also the rebounding was just not assertive enough. I said this to our friend Travian the other day. I was like, if he was 6'8", I would have really no problem with anything here. But he's just a little shorter to where he's not a help side guy. Like he's not quite there like as an off ball defender yet for me. So that's where I'm like, it's
See, I
all
have that as a strength
theoretical.
that he could be a help side defender because of his wingspan.
It's all theoretical, dude. It is just like so much. And so if you want to take like a flyer on him, cool. But I personally can't put him over like a not to use a player I know you're high on, but a do Theoro, right?
Mhm.
Like I'm just gonna take Theoro in a heartbeat. Now, like we're comparing him to Hugo Gonzalez. I think Gonzalez actually has again more production at this point in his career and has proven more than Powell. And so I'm taking Hugo Gonzalez over him. Like then you go
Dang.
down the list. I don't know like 100 how far down I want to go, but like it's all I'm not there yet. Now, in this conversation, I do have him above Watkins. Which Watkins might be outside is going to be outside my top 40 probably.
Yeah, same for me. I mean, I guess we'll just move right over to him there. Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah, we
Jamir.
focused on Powell for a while there. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean,
Watkins at
Watkins is
least
just like
was a
he's
good
like a
college player.
yeah, like he's a guy you watch him, and I think I have this written down. I couldn't remember if I did it for him or for somebody else. I wrote it down. Will be G League God is what I wrote down.
He's going to play somewhere for a long time and get
No, he
paid
will,
by
but I
school.
mean, he does some things really well. I mean, he's a very physical player. He has a good first step. He can defend well. Also has very close to a 7-foot wingspan. I think it's 6'11". For me though, it's like he gets tunnel vision. He almost plays back to the basket as a wing / guard. I know it's a bigger guard, but like
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of the tape that I was watching, it was like, why are you playing out of the post so much, like on the block, like, or you know, it just felt very old school to me. Now that's not to say he can handle the ball a little bit and turn a corner. So it's just something that I thought was just a little odd to watch, and part of that's because he doesn't shoot very well, and I don't buy his shot either. But he can also get a little too aggressive too on the defensive end, which again is why I have Drake Powell up there higher. And part of that's age, part of that's what I hope I can project. But yeah, so that's why I'm low on him.
Yeah, the physical maturity of Watkins is evident of a 24-year-old. Like you said, he uses his body well, had a high free throw rate, got downhill at times. The defensive rebounding for 3 straight years was really, really good. So there's some hope that he can scale down and like just be a good energy role player. So maybe he finds something there. But again, the 3-point shot was kind of frustrating because it wasn't just that he was it's not that he was just taking tough shots. Like he catch and shoot threes, he was 34%. Like it just wasn't good enough at any rate. And then he had more turnovers than assists this year. He fouled a lot. And he was 49% at the rim in the half court. It's just not, I can't buy anything really tangibly. Again, you're probably gonna have to sell me if you're telling me Watkins is like a top 35 player in this class, you'd probably have to believe in his defense a lot. And I think he's a good defender, but I'm not there yet.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
all
I
right.
mean, he's to a point. So yeah, it's
comps.
like, what are you buying? Let's do Drake Powell first.
I like my Drake Powell one.
You like your Drake Powell one?
I do like my Drake Powell one.
I have Herb Jones written down for Drake Powell.
Oh my gosh.
No, you don't like that one?
That's an all-star almost.
I think I'm pretty high on him.
Okay, okay. I shouldn't say Herb Jones almost all-star. I thought Trey Murphy for a second. Herb Jones is a very good defender, good player. That is a good. Okay. I have Lou Dort.
I think Lou Dort was a worse shooter though.
He was, but I also don't buy Powell's shot right now.
What do you think he's going to shoot like 25% from three?
I don't like his shot, and I don't like his free throws. I'm watching his free throws, cringing when I watch them. I'm like, that's not going in at a high rate. So give me Lou Dort.
I hope this is the one where it's like you put him like 38 and he goes like 20 and he's just great.
He's gonna go first round. He's gonna go first round, and so we'll see. It'll be on video.
It'll be on video.
Jamir Watkins. I actually like my comp on this one too.
I didn't
Gary Payton Jr.
Gary Payton Jr.
That's all I can see. Defense, energy, rebounds, physically strong. That's all I can see. That's probably best case scenario.
Is his name? Sorry, tangent. Is his name really Gary Payton Jr., not Gary Payton II?
Oh, is it Gary Payton II? Sorry.
I thought for some reason in my head I kept thinking of a different junior in the NBA.
No, you're right. Gary Payton II. Sorry, that was
okay. It threw me off. I was thinking for some reason I was thinking I can't remember his name. Nobody could shoot threes.
Not Gary Payton Sr. That's all I can say.
Yeah. Definitely not him. For me, I just kind of picked a slashing guard wing player. I put Chris LeVert. I feel like that's, I guess, an okay type comp. I don't think he'll reach that level of player, but just slashing wing forward, that's gonna basically drive to the basket.
I'm interested to see who takes Powell in the first round. I need a mock draft.
I feel like he could go high, like too high, like higher than what I am on him.
Dude,
Like I feel like
he's not like, this is the thing. We need to end this episode at some point, but like, it's not like he's Ryan Dunn on defense, where like I'm like, oh, this.
But Ryan
is just,
Dunn was also 3 years older, basically 2 years older.
He's 2 years older. I just like, I'm okay betting on Ryan Dunn to figure things out. Drake Powell.
Here you go. Neek Clifford or Drake Powell.
Neek.
Okay. Cam Jones or Drake Powell.
That's where it gets kind of close. That's where it gets close. They're both gonna be in my 35 range.
Okay.
I have Cam one spot over than him right now. So this mock draft has him going 32 to the Celtics.
God, and the Celtics would probably turn him into an absolute
animal on defense. The next Jaylen Brown or something.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But
all right.
I'm high on Drake Powell.
All right, we'll end it there. We'll end on a positive note. All right, thank y'all for joining us. Leave us a like, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. We will talk to y'all later.